Quarantina Cantina with Tina!
Welcome to the Quarantina Cantina with Tina! Tina is off tonight. Off my guard! Okay, Quarantinaristas, so you got whiskey drunk and you forgot to do any meal prep whatsoever. Are you starting to think now is about the time in your self-isolation that just eating an entire jar of peanut butter counts for dinner? Well, I'm not. Entire jars of peanut butter are for breakfast.
Start to open things too early and you could have significant resurgence.
Oh.
Well, I think once we start to reopen, there are going to be more people who get infected. Sadly, there'll be more people who get hospitalized and even die.
If you want to keep things as normal and sane as they are here at the cantina, and you're still going to eat peanut butter for dinner, you need to find a way to fancy things up a little. Put this on your pescetti! Peanut noodles have always been my go-to when I'm running low on groceries or time. It's fast and delicious, the staples can usually be found in your pantry, and it works with whatever you happen to have in your fridge. Chicken, beef, pork, green beans, broccoli, carrots, bell peppers, celery, all of it works with peanut noodles. It's all delicious. In fact, if you Google something like peanut noodles, you'll find thousands of recipes using hundreds of different ingredients. And actually, most of those recipes are going to be titled something like Thai peanut noodles, or Chinese peanut noodles, or my favorite, Asian peanut noodles. 'Cause Asian is one cuisine. What do you want to eat tonight? European food? Oh, I love European food. That's my favorite. But that weird, vague Asian descriptor tells me that it's probably not Asian. It's probably a dish that Americans made using traditionally Asian ingredients like soy sauce or rice vinegar or sriracha. It might be similar to something like Chinese dan dan noodles from Sichuan, but that dish is made using sesame, not peanut butter. I did a little research, and I couldn't find any traditional Chinese or Thai recipes that used a honking gob of peanut butter. I don't know, fam. I think we need to own this one. Covering your noodles in straight-up peanut butter sounds like a very American thing to do. What I love about this dish is that it's fundamentally simple, but it's really easy to elevate. At its core, all you need are soy sauce and peanut butter. About equal parts, if you want to use anywhere from a quarter to a half cup of each. That's kind of all you need, plus some noodles. I'm using udon noodles, but if you have spaghetti or fettuccine, that'll work just as well. It's also really easy to elevate the dish. You could squirt in some sriracha. I'm not going to. I'm going to use some arbol chilies and toast them in sesame oil, and it's little steps like that that just kind of improve the flavor. So what I happen to have on hand, what I'm going to throw into my pasta at the end, is some roast pork, some carrots, some snow peas, and some bell peppers. Use whatever you have. Whatever is in your fridge is going to be great in this pasta. To create the flavor base, I'm going to lightly toast some ginger, some scallion, and these arbol chilies in sesame oil. Let's get started. So I am quickly sauteing the veggies I'm going to use to toss into my pasta. You could use a wok for this if you have one. I'm using my trusty cast iron skillet. And the only important thing about the veggies, again, you can use whatever kind of veggies you want. Just try to get them into a nice, even slice. So these are actually peas that we have cut up into slices. And then everything should cook at about the same time. So I'm just putting together my final sauce base here. I'm using a quarter cup of soy sauce, a quarter cup of rice wine vinegar. If you don't have rice wine vinegar, cider vinegar works fine, white wine vinegar works fine. Everything works fine. Whatever is in your pantry will do. And then we're going to add a big honking gob of peanut butter. I'm aiming for about half a cup. I got close. This is not an exact science, folks. However much peanut butter you want. So I say anything will work, but the one thing to be really careful about is your salt levels. I use a low sodium soy sauce. Soy sauce can be really salty. Some peanut butter has salt in it. You can't take salt out of a dish once you add it. So be really conservative with your sauce at first, and towards the end of cooking, if you think it needs more salt, you can add it in. You can't take it back. So again, your sauce can be as simple as peanut butter, soy sauce, vinegar, and sriracha. But again, this is a really easy dish to elevate the flavors for. So I'm going to use some more basic building blocks to start creating a sauce. I'm adding some arbol chilies, some peanuts, some minced ginger, and garlic. Cook this really briefly. You're not looking for anything to burn or blacken or even really brown. So once you really start smelling those complex flavors before anything starts to burn, it is time to add in your base. This is that soy sauce, vinegar, and of course peanut butter mixture that we just put together. You want the peanut butter to melt and completely emulsify with the rest of your ingredients. And that shouldn't take too long. If it's setting up too thick, feel free to add water. If it's setting up too watery, feel free to add peanut butter. So we're starting to get a nice mahogany sauce here. Time for noodles. Udon noodles only take about 3 minutes to cook. If you're using pescetti or linguine, it'll take a little longer. Stirring in my roast pork. Okay, I've added some tap water because it was looking a little dry to me, and now I'm going to add my noodles. They are a touch underdone. That's on purpose. They are going to finish cooking in the sauce so that they just pick up more of that flavor. So, just about when your noodles are cooked through and your sauce is at the consistency you like after adding water to thin it or more peanut butter to thicken it, and remember, the noodles are going to thicken your sauce a little bit as well. They have some starch. It's time to add your cooked veg. Stir that all together for a minute or so. Let it combine. But that's all you got to do. I'm just going to finish this off with some sesame seeds and some cilantro and scallion because I happen to have them. If you don't, it's not a big deal. Again, this is so versatile. It'll take any flavors you want to put on it. But I think this is going to add a nice richness and freshness. And that's dinner. That dish was as easy as keeping at least 6 feet away from people in public spaces, which is to say, some of you won't even bother trying. Hey joggers? Hey joggers? Why are you like this? Keep away from me. Stop!